favorite shows Tuesday nights. We educate Africa, especially the youth. Let me welcome Dr. Sanele Gamede. He's a trailblazing strategic youth life and career consultant with over a decade of experience in youth development, education, career development, and graduate employability. A renowned thought leader across Africa, he empowers individuals with cutting-edge strategic tools to excel in both their personal and professional life. Doc, good evening. Welcome.
It's a cold evening, my brother. How are you doing?
Very cold. I hope you have a heater on tonight.
I think we are trying this side. It's a little bit warm, but it is cold yes. Outside. I hope you are okay, and I hope you enjoyed your birthday.
I did. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that present.
You promised to come to South Africa, so you will get it. Don't worry.
Yes, I'll come and collect it. Yeah. And tonight, Doc, a very important question. How can one build a career with no connections? Is it possible? People say life today needs connections.
I'm one person who values the issue of connection, my brother. I always want people to build connection, but I'm also against the idea that people can't make it in life because they don't have connections. Because if you don't have connections, it means you need to build them. So everyone must be connected. In fact, I always say to young people, don't be my friend if you are not connected. You must be connected. So it is possible to build your career. You need to just build connections.
How does one build relationships who then become important connections in your future life?
So it's simple, and I know that many people might find it frightening to approach someone, but you don't need to necessarily approach a stranger, my brother. Your lecturer, your teacher, your classmate, the people that probably are in your church. You know, these day-to-day people that we meet are our connection. You don't necessarily need to be Sanele Gamede who can approach anyone and anywhere. But of course, you also need to build that ability, because you must be able to network. You must have a conversation inside a lift. You must be able to say hi and build a meaningful conversation from there.
Wow. All right. So the stats are quite frightening, Doc. Shows that 4.7 million people aged between 15 to 34 were unemployed in the first quarter in South Africa. These statistics can be overwhelming and discouraging. How can young people build their personal brands in today's environment?
It's worrying, my brother. The statistics, I saw something that the statistic went up. I'm not sure if it's true. I'm just going to confirm the unemployment statistics. But I just want young people to forget what media is saying. Forget what social media is saying. Forget what the world is saying for a moment, not entirely, for a moment. And just focus on building better connections, developing themselves in the midst of the crisis. There is one thing that we can't change, my brother, that I want young people to acknowledge, is the fact that tomorrow there is someone who's signing a contract. Tomorrow there is someone who's going to be called for an interview. Tomorrow there is someone who's going to receive an email to say, we would like to invite you into an interview. So these things are happening. For you to dwell on what wrong is going on, I think you are kind of delaying yourself. And I want you, in the midst of the crisis, to try to image and use what we are talking about today, branding yourself, especially using technology, using social media, so that you can stand out and people know and figure out that you are there, so that they can start calling you or bringing you on board and hire you. These days, the CV is not enough.
Yeah. One of the most important questions, Doc, a lot of young people will ask you tonight if they had the opportunity to. People don't have portfolios yet. How do they choose what kind of proof of work for them to start to build a portfolio?
It's an interesting one. I always get the same thing with a lot of young people complaining that, I don't have anything to show. And I always say, that's a lie. It's not entirely true. As a young person, especially as a graduate, you do have something to show. It's just that we have a problem with many young people who study to just get the qualification, the piece of paper. They don't really pay attention on the skills they've obtained along the course. Trust me, if you sit down and print out your academic record and sit down and remember what you did in this module and that module and that module, you realize that you have so many skills that you have built along the way, and those are the skills that you can try to put together into a portfolio and share with someone. It doesn't need to be fancy as well. You don't need to graphically design it and all of that. Just show a few things that you have done, show a few people that you have helped, show where you have added value, and that's all you need to do. It doesn't need to be as fancy as how other people may provide it. Yeah.
Okay. So in your recent linked up newsletter, you outlined a 30-day career building challenge. If someone can only do 3 things from that challenge, what will they be?
I encourage my brother that they really go and read that LinkedIn newsletter that I've published today. It's a very important one. It builds on this conversation as well. But if there are 3 things that I might encourage, or that I would like to encourage young people to focus on, is go and build your LinkedIn profile as early as now. Even if you are a first year, go and build that. Start building your about section. Start putting nice pictures and start connecting with people. And I want you to choose some of the skills that you will want to acquire, and find free online courses that are available online that you can actually go through and learn some of the skills that you are asking for. And let us also be comfortable with asking for feedback. If there is one thing that I would want you to include in this 30-day career building challenge, is from the things that you have done, from what you have, from what you have been doing all along, just ask someone to give you feedback. Ask someone to help you realize whether you are on the right track or not. I think amongst many things that I've mentioned on that newsletter, I want you to actually focus on these ones. And of course, there are many of them there which I think you will benefit from.
Right. A lot of young people who are in townships and rural areas, how do they put forward their talent in order for them to access opportunities? What is your advice?
Many young people in rural areas, my brother, they look down upon themselves. I think one of the most important things is dealing with that limitation. It's a limiting belief, the fact that when you are not good enough just because you are in rural areas. I want you to showcase yourself. These days, we have got technology, and people in rural areas, they are on WhatsApp, they use or Facebook, they are on TikTok, and I want you to use those small resources that you have, use them profitably, use them to showcase what you have, and stop this mindset, this limiting belief kind of mindset where you think just because you are in rural areas, you can't make it in life. We have seen a lot of great people coming from deep rural areas. So it's time for you to shine. But of course, there are challenges, and I want to acknowledge the fact that young people in rural areas are faced with so many challenges. But despite that, we have seen young people like Dr. Sanele Gamede, who come from rural areas. I mean, my brother, I did grade 10 twice, grade 11 twice, and grade 12 twice. Because of coming from rural areas where there was no guidance. But here am I today speaking with you in this great radio station called Channel Africa on SABC.
Yeah, what a beautiful testimony. Doc, let's meet again same time next week, Tuesday.
Noma kanjani, we will meet next week on Tuesday, and people can follow on social media. It's Gamede Sanele in all social media platforms.
That's right. Educating Africa, Dr. Sanele Gamede. He'll be back on Tuesday.